Cap CEO pay. Cap CEO pay. Kamala Harris, you're funded by Wall Street. Kamala Harris is funded by Wall Street. Look at her state of California. It's a mess. Cap CEO pay. Cap CEO pay.
Boo! Boo! Boo!
They will help us rewrite the rules to make it easier for workers like me.
Well, isn't it true? Isn't she funded by Wall Street? Doesn't she take money from Wall Street? I just have a question.
Everyone has a fair shot to get ahead.
How about we cap CEO pay? Isn't that a more effective idea?
I like that.
Okay, but why isn't she talking about that? She's not.
It's not this.
Thank you, my sister. And our message today is,
Well, when is it?
we
I
will
don't know.
continue to march on.
Dick move to interrupt a woman when she's on the fucking microphone. My friend Darla almost cried while she was up there because of your ass.
Well,
I don't want to hear it, Cyrus. I don't want to hear it. What you did was disrespectful.
How about a system where a CEO can only make 50 times the bottom employee? That's a better idea. Then if you do that, there's no need for a minimum wage. Are you guys talking about Wall Street? You know, the Wall Street is still deregulated. We're still due for a Wall Street global financial crisis. To hell with Wall Street greed. To hell with Wall Street greed. To hell with...
hello everyone, we're at the Fight for 15 protest. We're just going to do a quick 1-minute interview with an individual. What's your name, sir?
My name's Jose Ramirez.
Okay, and why are you here?
We're here today because we are supporting all the Las Vegas workers, all fast food workers that are working in McDonald's, Wendy's. For such a long time, a lot of people have been getting mistreated for a long time, which is happening sexual harassment. The environment is not safe, a lot of trauma in the community. So we're here today just to raise up those issues, to making sure that, that people know that this is happening here in our community.
Okay, so here's my thing, and I sympathize with you workers, and I think wages should go up. But I think one of the ways you can do it is you can cap CEO pay. In other words, you have a ratio system. Do you think that it's better that we put like a 1-to-50 ratio with the CEO pay versus the bottom employee so that wages go up in a similar distribution? Do you think that that's a better way to do it? Because I don't think that $15, and I'm not saying it's a bad idea, but I don't think it will do much. That's my opinion. That's why I don't have an opinion on $15 an hour. And do you also think that we should reduce cost of living, find ways to reduce rental units? Isn't that a better idea?
Yes.
Honestly, the way I feel about it is that let the workers sit down with these CEOs and these presidents and have these conversations face to face and ask them what is it that they want. Because at the end of the day, they're the one that's working more hours, a lot of hours, getting called when sick days, and so we want to make sure that they have a table in the seat today for them to discuss that, and that's what we're here for today.
Well, sounds reasonable, but let's just say if the bottom employee makes 15 an hour, 15 times 50, you do the math, that is about $750 an hour. So let's say McDonald's CEO wants to raise his pay 10%, he would have to raise the bottom employee pay by 10%. I'm saying that ratio, if that is implemented, it would have a more equal distribution, not dollar value, percentage of wages, and then there really wouldn't be a need to put a minimum wage. There really wouldn't be a need to even consider unionizing and fighting back. And I think something like this should have been put as back as the 1970s, when the distribution of wealth and income was far less. We were a very egalitarian society. What do you think?
Honestly, again, like I said, I think this is a space for the workers that work at the place to have these conversations and come up with a solution, right? You talk about percentages, you talk about making sure everybody gets a decent wage, no matter where you start off, because everything's expensive here in Las Vegas, California, anywhere where you go.
Well, I think that the real problem is that if an apartment landowner can make an apartment profitable at $350 a month, because I've seen it in some parts of the country, they can certainly do it here in Las Vegas. So maybe isn't it more acceptable to build tens of thousands of more homes so that prices will come down, and then we can see another factor that will also help, because I think it's purchasing power. I'm not saying this, don't take my word for it, but what do you say to people that the minimum wage hikes will raise prices and it will lead to automation? Do you think maybe we should support basic income that Mr. Yang is talking about?
I feel that at this moment, what's going on with working, people that are working, people that are retirement, right? We go, it's that scale of people, right? We just need someone that's in the seat. You talked about affordable housing, right? You made that. But at the end of the day, the one that has the power is the landlord, right? So at the end of the day, if the landlord wants to do that, that's when they're going to be able to decide to do it. But a lot of people don't want that, right? They want to make sure they have their income to pay their house and still a little bit to live out. So it really falls down on who has the power right now. And at the end of the day, right now, the franchise or the person that's the owner of certain fast food restaurants, they're the ones that have the power. So we want to make sure that they just meet the workers halfway and to sit down and discuss those things and negotiate at the end of the day.
Well, I think it's disgusting how Las Vegas has plenty of land and it has a lot of room to build new apartment units, but at the same time, we have a housing shortage problem. So I think that's completely absurd. I mean, I hear you. I mean, I sometimes spend anywhere between 40 to 20% of my income on rent.
Yeah.
So I think that's completely absurd. So, but anyway, thank you so much, sir. I appreciate it.
No worries.
Thank you.
Why did you vote for Donald Trump if you want to cap CEO pay?
How did you know I voted for him?
It's public knowledge, Cyrus. Everyone knows you're a Trump supporter. Everyone knows it.
Well, I seem to think the current immigration policy is not working, so that's why. I mean, we have to secure the border.